love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. This is Calvin Dean. Welcome to the Calvin Dean Show. Week 4 of the NFL is here. Tonight's game, I can't wait. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. It's going to be fun. I'm just going to dive into the games. Hey, before I dive into the games, how about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift? Whoa, man, huge stuff going on there, guys. I mean, Adam Schefter puts it out, right? Gets 17 million hits. Wow. I mean, it's like this phenomenon, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, 2-time Super Bowl champion, one of the best tight ends ever in the game. And, and then Patrick Mahomes, one of the best quarterbacks ever in the game. And geez, guys, it's some fun stuff, man. I mean, she comes to his game, going nuts with Mama Kelce. I mean, and they look good together, didn't they? They were walking away, really looking sweet. I mean, she's kind of like in jeans and t-shirt, right? And he's all decked out in his GQ stuff. It was pretty funny to look at it, But Travis, but anyway, that was pretty funny. It was a really cool thing. Even Bill Belichick, he's had a lot of catches in his life, big catches, but this one would be the biggest catch he's ever had. Bill, it just kills me. Bill, you see, that was funny. That's funny. Hey, what about tonight's game? Let's just dive right into it, guys. We have the Detroit Lions, right, going into Lambeau. Yeah, the Lambeau Leap. I love that. They're going in. Detroit is going in, and they're a favorite, morning line favorites of 1.5, 1.5 favorites. Whoa. I mean, they're going to Lambeau, and there's a reason for that, guys. Their offense is 8th. Detroit, 8th, guys. And the offense for the Packers is 22nd. Just got to look at which teams these two have been playing. Think about it. The Lions open up with KC, and they beat KC in their own house. Wow. I mean, Lions are all that and then some, guys. They really are. They're 8th. Packers are 22nd. Defense, they're 11th in the league, the Packers. And the defense for the for the defense for the Lions is 11th, and the defense for the Packers are 15th, right? That's what's keeping the Packers in the game, right? But they look at the teams that they played. Think about it. The Chicago Bears, hello. I mean, come on. Chicago is like literally the worst team in the NFL, them and Denver right now, right? And then you have passing. The passing for the Lions is 7th, and I know Jordan Love, my sleeper pick I've been telling people about, passing is 19th. So, but this is without certain components. One of the components is Watson for the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Jones. As soon as those two get back on the playing field, I think the Packers will do better, especially Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones was a huge puzzle pick. That's taking out Aaron Jones out of the Packers is like taking Travis Kelce out of the Kansas City Chiefs, right? And we all know what happened on Thursday Night Football, right? So, anyway, then we have the rushing for the Lions is 11th, right? And the rushing for the Packers is 23rd. I'm having coffee right now too, guys. It's approximately 5:35 in the morning. So, so they're 1.5 favorites, and I'm picking the Lions as well. I think if Aaron Jones does play tonight, if he does play, he's not going to be at 100%. if I was a football player like Aaron Jones, like Watson, like any superstar, I would want to come back at 100%, you know. And I know it's tempting to come back at 80% or 85% or even 90%, not quite there. And you want to do it for the team, but man, in the long run, you keep aggravating that injury. It's going to be all year. It's going to be all year. You know, I used to play baseball, and man, I would be hurt, and playing through hurt because you're young and stupid, right? And so you play through hurt, not knowing that, you know, when you get in your 50s, you know, it catches up to you, you know. So I remember when I was a kid, I was 9 years old, and how I started picking games, and now I'm picking games, right? And if I first started, my mom would bring me to her work. She had 3 jobs. My dad passed away before I was born, so my mom would have like 3 jobs, 3 waitresses jobs in the beginning. And she would bring me to work on a Saturday, and I would sit in the bar room and watch the games. And the bartender would serve me Shirley Temples. Thought I was a cool kid, you know. And the Syracuse mob, would come in and give the football parlays to all the people who worked at the Sheridan. I believe it was the Sheridan in Syracuse. So anyway, my mom gave me the football parlay, and I picked the teams to win. And this is college back then. And sure enough, she wins. And then she wins again. And then she wins for a 3rd week in a row. And they came up to my mom and said, "Maria, who's picking these teams?" My son is. So if you ever watched the TV show Sheldon, you know, 9 years old, genius. Well, I was 9 years old. I was picking games at 9 years old. So it's carried it over. Now, as an adult, so to speak, some days now. And I've picked 16 straight Super Bowl winners. 16 straight. So, hello. Kudos. Anyway, tonight's game, I'm giving it up to the Lions. Yeah, they're 1.5 favorites. Definitely going to give it up to Lions over the Packers. I think they just have too much firepower. I think Montgomery might be back. I think that's good. I think their defense is better. And I think the Packers are going to be really in a lot of trouble. Even if Aaron Jones does come back the first game, usually not 100%. And if he does come back, I don't know if he will or not. And then, Watson, will he be in full tilt? I believe he hurt a groin. That's really hard to get back from, especially in playing football with all the cuts you have to make. So definitely the Detroit Lions over the Packers. Sorry, Packer fans, about that one. And my Detroit Lion family in Detroit, they just love those Lions. I love those people. Love you people. I love the box and everyone else. Hey, next game is on a Sunday, and it's Pacific Daily Time. It's on ESPN Plus and Disney Plus. It's a 6:30 a.m. PDT. It's Pacific Daily Time, guys. That means 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And it's the first game overseas, and it's going to London. And the Falcons are playing the Jaguars in London. The 2-1 Falcons, the 1-2 Jags. The Jags are favored in this game. Yes, the Jags are favored by 3 points. And they have a 1-2 team. I just think they're a better team, and it looks like it. I mean, the offense of the Falcons is 26th, and the reason why they're 26th is because, they're 29th in passing, and that's what they're missing right now. They're missing a quarterback, a real legitimate quarterback, and I'm sorry, Ritter, I just don't think you're a legitimate threat in the NFL. I mean, look at Tua. I mean, I was bagging on Tua, and look at I'm so glad he proved me wrong. He's great now, but hopefully he stays healthy. But he's doing great. But Ritter, I don't see it happening, man. 29th in passing. Wow. Well, the offense of the Jags is 16th. That's not that too good. We got number one pick, Trevor Lawrence. He's 9th in passing. He's top 10 in passing. Okay. Well, guess what? When you're in the AFC, you better be top 5 if you want to make the playoffs. And if you want to go deep in the system, you better have a top 5 passing attack. You gotta have it. And their defense is 19th. I mean, the defense of the Falcons, that's where it's at. They beefed up their defense with Jesse Bates, 2 interceptions. So, I mean, the defense of the Jags, they look terrible. 19th. But the rushing for the Falcons, 9th. Rushing for the Jags, 19th. Wow. Look at that. Defense and rushing, both 19th. I wonder why they're 1 and 2. Think about that one. Well, they're going over to London. I really believe that the Jags are a better team. I really do believe that. I really do believe. I'm giving this one up to the Jacksonville Jags in London. The next game, we have the Dolphins going into Buffalo. Now, this is where I look at this. It's a 10 a.m. game, right? Pacific time. And, man, I don't get it. I don't get it, guys. Buffalo is favored by 2.5. Now, I called this game already. My podcast is meant to go in depth on picking. My YouTube show is like the picks is only like 8 to 10 minutes long, and I pick all 16 games, and it's really quick. I give a little tidbit and it's done. But the podcast is I go in deep against the podcast. But I mean, it's going to be a fun game to watch. They have. It's funny. The Dolphins are number 1 in offense, number 1 in passing, and number 1 in rushing. I mean, the offense for the Bills is 7th, right? But the defense of the Dolphins is 23rd. So, I mean, the sad part about that, guys, is that their offense it's on the field most of the time because they're amazing. I mean, number 1 in rushing, number 1 in I mean, that's insanity. But the Bills are number 2 in defense, but they're number 1 against the pass, and then they're number 1 against keeping, I believe, the passer rating is an average of it's really low. It's like 70s, 60. I think it was 69. The actual quarterbacks they go against. So the quarterbacks that they go against, this is going to be a good game. It's in Buffalo. The passing for the Bills is 12th. He's getting better. He had a bad first game, but he's definitely, I told everyone he's getting better, and he's proved it. He's definitely proved it. And the rushing for the Bills is 7th. Guys. 7th. Wow. 7th. And, for a Bills, 7th is pretty good. James Cook has been really doing well. But the majority of the rushing really is Josh Allen. Think about it, The last time these two met was December of last year. The Bills beat them 32-29. And wow. But that was without Tua, remember? Well, guys, this game, the funniest part is that what I don't understand, because of the number one with the Dolphins, I just can't see how the Buffalo Bills are favored in this game for 2.5 points. So I guess this is an upset. I called this on my YouTube show. I'm calling it again. I think the Miami Dolphins are going to beat the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo on Sunday morning. Don't hate me, Buffalo Bill fans, Bills Mafia. Love you guys. I used to go when I was a kid to the Buffalo Bill football games and watch O.J. Simpson run back in the Stone Age. But, man, I looked at the morning line favorite and I was like, you got to be kidding me. Buffalo is favored by 2.5 points? Huh. Wow. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think the Dolphins are going to go off like they did against Denver. Denver is literally the worst team in football. So, I mean, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They're not going to go off on the Bills. But I think they have too much firepower against the Bills. Bills still aren't there. Von Miller isn't there yet. Von Miller's still out. So that's huge. That's huge. That would be a pass rush. That's against Tua. But their pass rush has been getting better. I'm telling you, Bills are tough. They might play them tough, but I really don't think it's going to happen. I just don't see anyone beating the Miami Dolphins at this moment in time. Bills will. It'll be close. It'll be a close game. Miami over the Bills on this one. We have the next game. We have the Minnesota Vikings going into the Carolina Panthers. Both ugly teams. There's been talk about Kirk Cousins. Maybe the New York Jets would be interested in Kirk Cousins. Will they throw in the towel at 0-3 if they lose against the Panthers? Definitely. I mean, they didn't pick up, Kirk Cousins, he's in the last year of a contract, right? Think about it, guys. Last year of his contract. And they didn't sign him for more years. So obviously the Minnesota Vikings, this is their last year with Kirk Cousins. And if I was the New York Jets, think about it, guys. Ding, ding, ding. Come on, think about it, guys. Think about it. You got $9 million, I guess $9.5 million of cap space. You're still under the cap, over $9 million. And that was because you got Dalvin Cook and you have, loading up with Aaron Rodgers. Guys, wake up. Jets, wake up. Management, you got a team win now. Team. Why wouldn't you? You're all in. It's like the Rams back in when they won. You're all in. So what's going on, guys? I don't understand. What's going on? Why wouldn't you want to go out and get Kirk Cousins? Certainly, you're not going to... Zach Wilson is just... He's just not there. He's not seeing the field. Their offensive line, it seems like everyone quit. And it's just not Zach Wilson's fault. I mean, their running game, Bryce Hall. He's certainly not 100%. And now they're saying that Dalvin Cook's lost it, and he doesn't look good at all. It's also he was dealing with the Vikings all these years, and the Vikings had that the blocking technique is all it's really good, and their zone blocking, and go to the Jets is completely different. So how are you going to gel with the Jets offensive line? It's tough. So man, if I was the Jets, I would go out and get Kirk Cousins. I really would. And Vikings aren't ready to throw in the towel. They won the division last year. But hello, guys, come on, really think about it. You're 0-3. You get rid of 5 starters to free up money, and I just don't get it. Get rid of Kurt. It's not going to hurt your team. You're going to beat the Panthers in this game. I'm giving it up to the Vikings. But, think about it, guys. Okay, so we have another ugly game. Sorry. But, Peyton's team, Denver's team, egg in your face, my friend, Mr. Peyton. Egg in your face. Saying that Tua would be, by the 3rd or 4th week, Tua would be out. He wouldn't be playing. And, guys, dude, seriously, your ego is not your amigo. And you look silly. You got out-coached with Miami, out-coached. I think it's time for you to go back to, broadcasting and get out, because you're out of the game. You've been out of the game. You don't have a Drew Brees to save your butt, and you have a aged Russell Wilson that will not come back to his glory years. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. They're going into Chicago playing Justin Fields and the terrible Bears. Bad news Bears. So anyway, Denver over the Bears in this one is a pretty easy pick. Not that easy of a pick, but if you look at it, the reason why I'm taking Denver is they're ugly. Well, they're ugly. They're 15th offense against the 29th offense of the Bears. The Denver Broncos defense is last, 32nd. The defense for the Bears is 30th. The Broncos passing is 8th in the league, guys. 8th. And the Bears are 31st. And the rushing is on the Broncos is 20th. Rushing on the Bears is 17th. End of story. 29, 30, and 31. When you're ranked like that, and I know the defense of the Broncos is last, but they're not that bad. They just laid down against the Miami Dolphins. It wasn't the Broncos defense. It was more of the coaching. Peyton should retire, go back to broadcasting, like I said. But this is going to be his first game of the year that he's going to win. He's going to beat the Bears in Chicago. And I guess, let me see. Denver is favored by 3.5 points. And then the next game was Baltimore and Cleveland. And Baltimore going into Cleveland. Cleveland is favored by 3 points. I called Baltimore to lose this game. And, I don't know what's up with Baltimore. The training staff. Have you ever seen a team get hurt so much? Last week they played the Indianapolis Colts with Gardner Minshew. Come on. He beat you guys. That's sad. I don't care if there's 5 guys gone from your team or not, starters. Come on. You lost to Gardner Minshew of the Indianapolis Colts. Shame, 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 shame on you. Shame on you. Shame. I don't care. Shame on you. The Browns, this game you're going into Cleveland now, a 2-1 team. You're going to walk out 2-2. Sorry, Baltimore. I'm giving this up to the Browns. There's a huge reason. The offense on both. Offense is a little bit better on the Browns, 10th. And the offense of the Ravens is 12th. The defense of the Ravens is 10th, but the Browns' defense is number 1 in the league. Hello. Number 1. Passing on the Browns is 21st. Passing on the on the Ravens is 24th. The rushing, that's where it's at. On the Ravens is 5th. The rushing on the Browns is fourth. No Nick Chubb. But they do have Kareem Hunt, and they also have Ford. Ford's been really great sleeper. I picked him up. I love him. Ford's great. But sorry, Baltimore, you're going to lose this game to the Browns, and you'll end up 2-2. Browns will be 3-1. Hello. We have the next game. We have the Steelers going into the Texans. The Steelers are 2-1. The Texans 1-2. And they're going into Houston. The last time these guys played, the Steelers won in 2020. This was 3 years ago, 28-21. Steelers were different then. Same with Houston. And it's ugly. I mean, seriously ugly. The offense of the Steelers is 27th, almost last. The Texans' offense is 14th. Better defense. The Texans is 16th. The defense of the Steelers is 28th. As of late, the Steelers have been really playing better defense. Right? They really have. So that's a skewed remark. See, that's you just can't go by the rankings. Also, you got to know if the team's playing better now than they were in the beginning. They got schmucked by the 49ers. They got walked on. It's sort of like how Denver got walked on. Almost like that. The passing of the Steelers is 17th, is 6th for the Texans. C.J. Stroud is like really lighting it up. I mean, the kid is for real. Seriously, they're a really, really good team. The rushing on the Steelers is non-existent. It's 30th, 28th. Looking at the stats here, guys. Looking at the stats, I mean, I just don't see. It's a hard game to call, really. I mean, I've already called it. Well, now I'm looking at all the stats on this, and I just don't see. I mean, Pittsburgh Steelers are favored by 3 points. Oof. In Houston, the way Houston's playing, C.J. Stroud. I mean, the defense on the Steelers have been playing amazing. They are playing a rookie quarterback. He hasn't heard. Steelers defense front line is just, T.J. Watt. He's a madman. I'm giving this one up to the Steelers in Texas. But don't be surprised if Texas turns around and beats them. Don't be surprised. Just don't be surprised. Terrible betting game. Terrible. The next game, I'm looking at the Los Angeles Rams going into the Indianapolis Colts. Rams 1-2, the Colts 2-1. Minshew won't be playing. Mr. Richardson's back in town, and I mean the Rams' offense is 9th and 19th for the Colts. That's what Baltimore, shame on you. Look at this. The Colts defense is 25th, passing is 16th, and rushing is 12th. Come on. And you guys can't beat that? Shame on you. Shame on you. It just pissed me off, man. I just can't believe Baltimore lose to the Colts like that. At home. Shameful. Offense, Rams 9th, defense 7th, passing 4th. Yeah, 4th. And rushing 26th. That's their problem right there. And the way the Colts have been playing, they're indoors, at home, their defense is for real. Rams raised their ugly head this last game when they lost, and they played great against Seattle, but the last 2 games terrible, and I'm giving this one up to the Colts. Colts ended up 3-1. Wow. Whew. Wait until they start playing some good. Well, they did play a good team, Baltimore. Ugh. Ugly. Anyway, next game we have the Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into New Orleans. New Orleans is favored by 3 points. I I think this is my upset special, guys, for the week. My upset special, and by the looks of it, offensive, the Buccaneers are 25th, but the Saints is 20th. Defense of the Saints better, 9th, and the Bucs are 22nd. The passing for the Saints is 15th, but I don't know if Derek Carr is going to be there. The passing for the Bucs is 20th. Rushing is 21st for the Saints, 27th for the Buccaneers. Something about it, I just have a strange feeling about this game. I really do. It's something there. I think the Bucs are better team that when they played last. They are 2-1. Saints 2-1. I'm giving this one up as an upset special. I'm giving the Bucs over the Saints in New Orleans, and that's my upset special. We have the next game. We have the Commanders going into Philadelphia. Philadelphia 3-0. They're quiet 3-0. You know, I mean, they're undefeated, very quiet. That's dangerous. They are an 8-point favorite. 8 points, against the Commanders. Whew. I think the Commanders are going to keep it tight. The way the Eagles have been playing, well, the last 2 games they've been really running the ball well. Very swift. Gainesville's back. Jalen Hurts is always coming through, scrambling, running, passing. 2 great wide receivers. He really hooked up this last week. A.J. Brown and Smith and Goddard. He was using everyone. And he looked really good. They looked good. Jason Kelce, wow. I mean, he's the anchor of that offense, man. He's huge. Some of the hits, he's so good. Just people don't understand how the center is everything. Remember when Brady came back the second year after they won the Super Bowl and Jenkins got hurt? One of the best centers in football. He got hurt. And Brady they struggled all year. They made the playoffs, but they didn't get through the playoffs. You know what I mean? So, but Jason Kelce's, he's he's better. He's had a few Super Bowls under himself, his playing. Anyway, so I'm looking at this game. This is going to be a fun game, a really fun game to watch. I think the Washington Commanders will keep it closer. Washington Commanders' last game was just terrible. The Bills just rolled on them. I mean, Bills just made them look stupid. But that's the way the Bills are. They are a very, very good team. Very good team. I think the AFC is a better division than the NFC. I really do believe that. Other than maybe the San Francisco 49ers and the Eagles are the 2 best teams in the NFC. I think there's a massive difference, massive drop-off between the other teams. But we have the Commanders. I think they'll play them tough. I'm giving this one up to the Eagles over the Commanders in jolly old Philadelphia. All right. We have the next game. We have the Bengals. The Bengals going into the Titans. Now, the Bengals, I just don't see the Bengals in this game. They've been just hurt. They're 1-2. The Titans are 1-2. This is a tough game to call. And we have, the offense of the Bengals, the reason why they're 1-2, they're 30th. The reason why the Titans are 1-2, they're 31st. So both offenses are just horrid. The Bengals came alive this last time, but Joe Burrow, you can tell that he's handicapped with that calf. He's not moving around, and he's throwing the ball. He's off. He's just off. The defense on both teams, the Bengals are 21st, and Titans are 17th. They're ugly. This is ugly stuff, guys. The 26th for passing for the Bengals, 30th for the Titans. And then even the rushing of the Bengals, 29th. Mixon did, come alive this last week. But the rushing for the Titans is 24th, and they have King Henry. Think about it. Interesting. I see this game, and the Bengals are 2-point favorites. And the Titans are at home. I'm going to give this one up to the Titans. This is going to be another upset of mine. I'm giving the Titans to beat the Bengals. Oh, yeah, definitely. At home, I think the Titans are going to beat them. The Bengals are end up 1-3 at the end of this game. And people are going to be scratching their heads and going, what's going on with the Bengals? 1-3. Think about it. The Ravens are going to be 2-2. So, hello. The next game we have is the Las Vegas Raiders going into SoFi Stadium. Both teams are 1-2. I don't know if Jimmy G is going to be playing. He's still in concussion protocol. If you look at both teams, you have number 2 offense, the Chargers. Well, number 1 offense, think about it, is the Miami Dolphins, right? Number 2 offense is the Chargers, and the passing is number 3. So that's huge. But the worst part is the Chargers' defense. They're 31st. Yeah, the Raiders aren't that bad. I mean, they're 18th, middle of the road. Chargers, 31st. Guys, there's 32 teams. I mean, come on, 31st. Chargers. Oh my God. If they had a defense, if the Chargers had a defense, they have Boza. They have a Boza on the end. Where is he? Where is he? I mean, come on. Come on, guys. Passing. Jimmy G, 14th. But rushing for the Raiders, 32nd last in the league. Now, you're talking about a guy who was number 1, their rushing attack last year. Josh Jacobs. But he came in, he held out, came out, It's what happens when you hold out and don't go to training camp and you come onto the team and you're not in football shape. He just isn't, and he's not gelling. And then Jimmy G gets concussion. Guys, ugly. Jimmy G is not going to be around. If he's not around, the Chargers are going to just annihilate the Raiders in SoFi Stadium. Give it up to the Chargers. We have the next game. We have the Patriots going into the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys, ouch. Losing to one of the worst teams in football. I mean, the Cardinals were ranked in the beginning of the year to be literally, everyone was talking about how they were going to have the number 1 pick in the draft next year because they're going to be the worst team, and they were going to figure out, how are we going to do this with Kyler Murray? Should we just sell Kyler Murray because they're going to take the kid from USC? It's just mind-blowing. And the Cardinals gave the Giants a hard time, right? Daniel Jones came back, and then the Cardinals give the Cowboys a hard time. So are the Cardinals that bad? Brand new coach, 1-2. Wow. Impressive. Now we have the Patriots going into Dallas. Now, this is the thing. The offense of the Patriots is 13th. The offense for the Cowboys is 11th. The defense for the Patriots are 5th in the league, and the defense for the Cowboys are 4th. Cowboys got rolled last week. That's the reason why they went up to 4th. And the passing for the Cowboys, 18th. Passing for the Patriots are better, 11th. 11th. The rushing for the Patriots are 14th. Rushing for the Cowboys, 8th. Pollard's doing better. But the passing, guys, the passing, 18th. Last week, the real Zach, it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with Dak Prescott. The reason why I always say, Dak's not going to bring a team to the championship. Something about it. He's always comes up with these games. And it's just not the Cowboy. It's just not, he has a hard time to come back. Especially, I don't understand it. I mean, the Cowboys' defense, where were they? I know they lost Diggs, but he's not that. I mean, I know that's an intricate part of your defense, but they lost him and they just fell apart. Diggs is gone for the season, guys, for the Cowboys. One of the best, defensive players, in the league. Anyway, the Patriots come into the Cowboys. This is a tough game, man, because the Patriots, Bill Belichick's great when it comes to defense, and their offense is looking better. Now, the Cowboys' defense, they come alive. Mac Jones will be on his back, and I think they will come alive in this game, and the Cowboys will beat the New England Patriots in Dallas. It'll be a close game because the Cowboys' defense. It's gonna be. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. I really do. I think it's gonna be like 17-14 or something like that, or maybe 12-9, or some low-scoring game, and the Cowboys will end up winning. We have the next game. We have the Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals, off their big win against the Dallas Cowboys, going into San Francisco and playing the San Francisco 49ers. I just want to let you guys know is that the Niners aren't the Cowboys. They aren't as the coaching staff is much better. I think the offense. I think the way the San Francisco 49ers get into games, they usually never have an off game. Usually they don't. And when they do get beat, they get beat maybe by a couple points. You know what I mean? They're, other than what I know, they lost to Philadelphia in the championship game, but hello, they didn't have a quarterback. So, but, the offense on the Cardinals is 18th. The offense for the San Francisco 49ers are 4th. The defense on the Cardinals is 26th. And the defense for the San Francisco 49ers is 3rd. That's pretty good. 3rd. And that's the difference. You when you look at like Miami, 1-1, and then their defense is like 29th or something like that. But see, to get to the Super Bowl, right, and to actually, you have to have a well-rounded team. They have a number 4th offense in the league, right, and number 3rd defense in the league. 3 and 4, that's huge. When you're under 5 on both offense and defense, you keep that up, you're in the Super Bowl. Period. You're in the Super Bowl. There's nothing out there like that. And the passing on the Cardinals is 27th. Wait until they meet the 49ers defense. They didn't meet the Dallas Cowboys defense last week. They just didn't show up. Or they had their number. But the defense for the Niners, Niners aren't going to lighten up. They're going to go in this game. They're going to go in this smash mouth. Do you understand every team last year that played the 49ers, every single team that played the 49ers last year, every team lost their next game. Do you understand that? Okay. 49ers play whomever. That whomever, next game they lose because they're so physical. And they're just so smash mouth. They just are. And, their passing on the 49ers is top 10. Purdy, top 10. Mr. Irrelevant, top 10. Yes. Yeah. Last player picked in the NFL draft, Brock Purdy. Wow. That's amazing. 10th. He's 10th. The rushing on the Cardinals, 6, Connors, yeah. And then third with the San Francisco 49ers. This game is going to be a fun game to watch. I really do believe this is going to be a fun game to watch. But, I think the Cardinals might keep up with them a little bit. But usually that's what teams do. They keep up with a team, and then what happens is they're just too big. They're just too much. 49ers is too much. They're too physical, and then they just wear them down. And then the fourth quarter is where the 49ers just turn it on, and game over. So giving this one up to the 49ers at home. Next game we have Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football. We have the Kansas City Chiefs going into MetLife Stadium playing the New York Jets. We already went over all this. I was talking earlier about I think that the Jets were all in this year, just this year to win. And, man, the Kansas City Chiefs are coming into town. I just, Zach Wilson, he's passing his 32nd. Offense 32nd. They're the worst offense in the league. 32nd. He's the worst quarterback in the league. You got a team, guys. Got a team for the Super Bowl run. And guess what? You're 32nd in passing. Why wouldn't you try? You get Trevor Siemian? They picked up Trevor Siemian yesterday. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Trevor Siemian. In his starts, ready? Of all the times he started, he's 0-18. He's never won a game. And when he starts, has never won a game. What are you thinking? Backup quarterback? Oh my God. I don't understand. I don't understand it. No, you need a quarterback like a Kirk Cousins that's proven. Trevor Siemian's not proven. He might be a game manager, but he's not proven winner. He just isn't. I don't know. I'm so disappointed in the Jets management. I know that they lost Aaron Rodgers, but man, keeping Zach Wilson on, I know you're hoping because that was but sometimes the amigo, your ego is not your amigo. You ever hear that saying? Your ego is not your amigo to the front office of the Jets. I know you guys really want to win now, but not going to do it with Zach Wilson. This is my lock of the week, guys. I hate to tell you guys. My brother's a New York Jet fan. My buddy Brian Watson's a New York Jet fan. I'm so sorry, guys. I really, this is Sunday Night Football. It's Sunday Night Football. And guess what? The Kansas City Chiefs are coming into town with Mr. Travis Kelce dating. Yeah, Taylor Swift. Or should I say Mr. Dating Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, right? Mr. Dating Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce. Patrick Mahomes, I'm sorry. This is my lock. Like I said, on my show on YouTube, I said, guys, take all your money out of your bank and put it on the Kansas City Chiefs. There's no way with Zach Wilson we'll beat the Kansas City Chiefs. in this game. There's not. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Not going to happen, guys. This is a lock. This is that's sad. Sad. Sorry to hear that. Last game, we have Monday Night Football, October 2nd. And we have the Seattle Seahawks coming into MetLife Stadium again, back-to-back Jacks. The Jets and the Giants play in the same stadium. And this is an even line. Mind you, I didn't even go to the morning line favorite of the Kansas City Chiefs is 9.5 to Chiefs. And San Francisco 49ers is 14. Wow. This game isn't even. So there's no true favorite in this game. There's no true favorite. They're the Seattle Seahawks 2-1, the Giants 1-2. The Giants just, I don't know, man. They're just not looking the part at all. I don't know. They beat the Cardinals. They beat the Arizona Cardinals. That's their claim to fame this year. I don't know who's going to come in. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Their Giants' offense is 28th in the league. Seahawks is 17th. The defense of the Seattle Seahawks is 30th. There you go, Giants. But your offense is 28th. And your defense, Giants, are 24th. The passing is on the Seattle Seahawks is 13th. The passing of the Giants is 28th. Great sign, Giants, Daniel Jones. I told everyone about that. I mean, big deal. So he came back against the Cardinals. You better come back. You bet you to be down like that against the Arizona Cardinals. Shame on you. Shame on the Dallas Cowboys as well. So the passing 13th on, like I said, on the Seattle Seahawks, Giants 28th. We already went over that. Rushing, Seattle Seahawks 16th. Walker is for real. If you don't have him, get him on your team because he's going to have a huge game against the 24th ranked defense in the league, which is the Giants. Have a huge game. Walker's going to have a huge game on Monday Night Football. Rushing for the Giants is 25th. Where's their Barkley, he's hurt. All right, but what was he doing before he got hurt? Not much. So I just, Daniel Jones is the only really rusher on this game. I just don't. It's an even money game on morning line favorites, but I don't see the Giants winning this game. I'm giving this one up to the Seattle Seahawks. Wow. So let's just go a quick recap. I have the Seahawks over the Giants. I have the Kansas City Chiefs over the Jets. I have the 49ers winning against the Arizona Cardinals. I have the Cowboys over the New England Patriots. That's an iffy. I have the Chargers over the Las Vegas Raiders. I have the Titans to beat the Bengals. Bengals are going to be ugly, 1-3. I have the Eagles remaining undefeated, 4-0 over the Washington Commanders. I have the upset special, the Tampa Bay Bucks to beat the Saints in New Orleans. I have the Indianapolis Colts to beat the Rams in Indianapolis. I have the Pittsburgh Steelers coming into the Texans. That's going to be an iffy game, guys. Iffy game. I'm giving it up to the Steelers, but man, the Texans could come alive and could beat them at home. They've been playing really good. And the Baltimore Ravens, ugly Baltimore Ravens, I thought they had a different offense. Doesn't it look the same? It looks the same. It doesn't look dynamic. I thought it was going to be this dynamic passing game, but it's the same. Run. Oh, pass, action, a play action pass, I mean, it's just, Lamar Jackson, juking and jiving, going through. I mean, just, I don't know. I was really disappointed in last week's game against Indianapolis, and very disappointed. And I know it's only the third game of the season, but this game, they're going to end up 2-2. Browns are going to beat the Ravens at home. The next game, we have Peyton's first win, probably his only win of the year. Who knows? The Bears could beat the Denver Broncos. The Broncos have the worst defense in the league, so it's an up. I'm giving it to the Broncos, but the Bears could win. Those are one of the. There's a couple of iffy games. You have 0-3 teams going against each other. We have the Vikings going to the Panthers. Panthers played good with Big Red. Andy Dalton played good with last week. They should have won, but they didn't. The Vikings, on the other hand, they have Kirk Cousins. They did get rid of 5 starters before the start of the season, including Dalvin Cook, right? And I'm calling the Minnesota Vikings this game. Here's an upset. I'm calling the Dolphins over the Bills in Buffalo. I could be wrong on that one. I don't think I will be. I just think the Dolphins at this moment in time are too strong. If the Bills had Von Miller, it would be different. If they had Von Miller, it would be a different story. It really would. I'm giving this one up to the Dolphins. But the next meeting, the Buffalo Bills will have Von Miller, and I think the Bills will have redemption. It's better to win at the end of the year than the beginning, right? We have the next game. We have the first game overseas, which is in London. We have the Falcons and the Jaguars. I just see the Jaguars winning this game. I'm giving that up to the Jaguars. Last but not least, I did call Thursday Night Football, which is tonight. And tonight's game is the Lions and the Packers in Lambeau Field. I'm giving this one up to the Detroit Lions. I love Detroit in this game. I really do. And guys, thanks for listening to my show. Hopefully that put all my information I gave you, the reason why I picked the games, reason why I picked a team. And hey, I have my thing. I don't hold back. If I call it out, like Peyton, I think he should retire. And all that stuff. I call out teams, and I'll call out coaches, and I will call out players as well. I don't have no reserve on that one. I will go after you. If I think you're terrible, I will tell you. And then I also say, hey, I hope Zach Wilson proves me wrong. I don't think he will, but I hope he does. I really do. I hope the Jets prove me wrong. I really do. And same with the Giants. Daniel Jones, I hope you prove me wrong, brother, as well. Dak Prescott, I hope you go to the Super Bowl and prove me wrong. All that stuff. I don't think you will, but I hope you do. Okay, guys, it's been fun. And I will see you guys next week. Remember, watch my fantasy football show on this Saturday. Tune in on that if you're into fantasy football. I will tell you who to start and who not to start and who to sit. Have a great time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Later.